What's going on, guys? Life of Lee podcast, episode 14, 15. I probably should have checked this. This episode is just going to be a rambly kind of episode. I thought over the last week I would have had 2 specific episodes to shoot. But I was waiting on packages coming. I'm actually waiting on 3 packages coming, but 2... when these come, I can progress some things forward and then I can start actually talking about them because it's been like in the works for a little while. And the other one I just really want, and I think that's going to take the longest to get here, which is fucked up, but we'll make do. So, I had the idea for those 2 episodes, can't do them now, and couldn't really think of anything else, so I just thought, fuck it. Still trying to keep to this will be the first week that I stick to the 7 p.m. Monday upload. Like, I'll hopefully upload it tonight and then just have it unlisted, and then at 7 p.m. I'll have it go live, which it doesn't really mean anything. It just, for me, hitting those little milestones of consistency, it just, I don't know, it just seems like it's a better approach. Like, remember, I'm still just throwing shit at the wall here and hoping something sticks, you know what I mean? Like, maybe at some point this podcast will take on a more concise format, maybe with guests, or like I want to have guests on anyway. I don't know, like, I don't have another seat right now. They could maybe sit on the table, or actually with the Rona we could just do it over like Zoom or some shit. So yeah, Life of Lee podcast. So the Life of Lee The Life of Lee's been through a bit of a upheaval in the last couple of days now. By upheaval, I mean, like, it went up, it was good for half a day, and then it just went, and the funny thing is, it's all down to people. Like, I met up with a mate on Friday, and I hadn't seen him in a while. Like, lovely dude. We haven't trained in a while, like a good few months, and we went out. We just had like some kind of gentle training. We played a couple of games of stick. We had such a good laugh. We'd done some exploring and shit. We just fucking took stock of our lives. We reminisced in the past, where we've got to now, where we're going ahead, and there was some positive shit coming out of it. And then, so that's how one person can affect you, like, completely positively. And then I started getting like calls and shit, and ended up embroiled in a situation with someone that I've not spoken to in a year and a half, who just, for some reason, decided that was the day that they wanted to, I don't know, try and reassert control or make themselves feel better, or like, I don't know what the fucking reasoning was behind it, but for me, like, it could have been quite a disastrous situation, you know, and there was a lot to take in and a lot to kind of process. But in terms of how I handled it, it's far removed from how I would have handled it before. And as much as the situation does have bad connotations within it, it's definitely an example of every cloud as a silver lining, because to be able to watch this happening and just observe it and not immediately react, because if I had immediately reacted, that reaction would have, you know, carried a lot of emotion with it. And that's the thing. If you're in a relationship with someone and then you break up, especially if you've been together for a while and you were close and, you know, whatever, like, in terms of healing and people saying, oh, time heals all fucking wounds, it's what happens in that time is you lose the immediate emotive response to that person. Like, you know, you just break up with someone and you hear a song that reminds you of them, and it hits you, you know what I mean? But after a while, you can be associated with that person in certain ways, but not still have the emotional association to that person. And that's what fades away after time. But then, for that person to just suddenly decide, like, oh no, I don't care where you are in your life, what you're doing, here, I just decided to fucking pop this in your lap, deal with it. And I feel I did. Like my initial response was just, cool. If that's what you've chosen, that's your karma. And the fact that you're bringing it up now, like, doesn't really, not my monkey, not my circus no more, you know? If it had been an immediate thing and it was like, it was just done to hurt me and done out of spite and it was thrown like in the middle of an argument or some shit, and then, you know, it still had that drive, the emotional fucking weight behind it, then maybe. But all it does is reveal your character, and especially what was happening at that time, for you to go and do, like, you know what I mean? And the only thing that pisses me off about it, and I swear to God, the only thing that really pissed me off in the whole last couple of days was when this person first got back in touch. I didn't know what the fuck was happening, and it was kind of weird. And like, I'd seen they'd been in touch and I hadn't got a hold of him yet. And I was talking to my mate about it, and I said, it's like, imagine if we ended up getting back there and there was a wee bit of yoga, blah, 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 blah. But then your mind wanders, you know what I mean? You entertain little daydreams and fantasies and you think, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Because the other thing that happens if you break up with someone is you tend to sieve out the relationship. And 9 times out of 10, as far as I'm concerned anyway, like, over time you sieve out the bad dirt and, you know, you're left with the nuggets. And when you reminisce back, all the little niggles, all the little arguments about nothing, which really were about nothing, so they're insignificant in the grander scheme of things, you know, they just sieve out. Like, it's like mud gets dry and then it goes, you know, crumbly, and then it just fucking, it's dust and it fades away. But the nuggets, the good times, the connections and the laughs, all that kind of shit, that's what remains, and that's what you reminisce on. And that's where I was, you know what I mean? And like, for me personally, like, I mean, this, like, again, this is me personally, this could be looked at, like, the other people involved in this could be looking at it from the completely opposite scale. But like, girls I've dated in the past, there's maybe, say I've dated 10 girls, there's maybe like 4 that the relationship, although it definitively ended, in my mind, it maybe ended with a semicolon. You know, there might be some crazy set of circumstances one day that would fucking, you know, initiate a recoupling. But it probably would be some fantastical thing that would never happen. But you just entertain these things, you know what I mean? It's daydreaming. But there's another couple of relationships where it's just like, oh no, that one ended with a full stop, not a semicolon. That's just, there ain't going back there, whether on my behalf or their behalf or both of our behalves. That just ain't going back together. And this is what pissed me off. It was just that door, like, although shut, it got locked. Do you know what I mean? It got locked. It got fucking welded up. Because I don't. Why cheat? I don't get it. If you're with someone and you decide you want to be with someone else, be it for a fucking night or an affair or fucking whatever, then just be with that new person and let the other person go and explain what you've done, so they don't feel like a piece of shit and it's a clean break and they can just go on and they don't have to entertain the fucking, you know, the midnight fucking, like, oh, what ifs and could have beens and all that kind of shit. They can just move straight the fuck on, like the other person apparently did fucking instantly. But that's the thing, like, saying like out of 10 there's maybe that, or maybe, you know, possibly, like, if you ask them, like, I don't know what side of the list I'd fall on for them, you know. Maybe there's a couple that I thought possibly something, and don't get me wrong, I ain't fucking like pining over this or spending a lot of time. Like, there's 7.8 billion fucking people in the world, you know. To meet everybody alive right now, you would need to meet a new person every single second for over 200 years. It ain't gonna get done. So spending any fucking amount of time thinking about people from your past and, oh, did you do this right? Did you blah, blah, blah? Just be by yourself or go and meet new people. It's really that simple. End of the day, we all die. That's the big fucking scheme of things. You, me, everybody we know, dead. All the animals, dead. Every life form, dead. Our planet, fucking blown apart. The sun erupts, it vaporizes everything. Fucking atoms are destroyed. Like, none of it's going to remain, you know? And yeah, it does. What we do here does in some way affect the levels of fucking. That's just the 3D physical reality I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into the metaphysical aspect of it and all that kind of shit. But that is the ultimate, you know, the ultimate destiny of you, me, and everybody. Dust. We all came from the same, we're all going back to the same, and here we're just divided out and pulled so we can look at each other and have laughs and experiences and that kind of shit. So I'm not dwelling on it, I'm just trying to put it in perspective, do you know what I mean? Like, that's all that signifies to me. Like, there's been long enough for me to not completely lose the emotional attachment, do you know what I mean? Like that. Like, I'm still in love with girls I dated 20 years ago on some level, you know what I mean? It never, if you've been, maybe not for somebody, maybe not for everybody, there's maybe some fucking sociopathic people that just fucking, you know, go through people. But it's, like, the thing that fucks me up as well is I don't get into relationships easy, and I'm talking like girl-boy relationships or just friendships or business, like any kind of interaction with another person. It doesn't come easy to me whatsoever, and a lot of the time the interaction seems pointless to me. Just to me, I'm not saying fucking interaction's pointless or whatever, but I've, over the last God knows how many years, I've cultivated this need for answers about the fucking higher aspects of life, why we're all here, where we're going, what it means, blah blah blah. And encapsulated with that, I want to experience as much of life as possible, because I feel the more different experiences I have, the more situations I put in, the broader my understanding of life could be. So my possibility of figuring out what it all means might be, you know, more attainable. And trying to find someone that fits in with that is hard, because I hate just, not even I hate, I just physically at times can't just sit with people. Like, that's what I find really, really difficult to do. Just me sitting with another person, just expected to talk. Like, just, so, I don't know. That's just where my brain just dries up, and that's whenever I go to it, like, what are we doing here? Are we social situation? How are we handling it? And he's just, it's on you, buddy. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought this was on you. I thought you were steering this ship. He's like, no. But yes, that's what's hard about it for me. And don't get me wrong, if you want to do something, right? If you're like, oh, do you want to go and rent fucking kayaks and go to a lake and we'll spend the day kayaking? I'm there, and I'll be able to talk to you while we're out in the boats or fucking blah, and you'll think, oh, Lee's a great fucking dude or whatever. If you want to meet up and go free running, I'm there, like, because it gives me something to fall back on. It always gives me, like, if my brain's like, fucking, nope, you're on this and you're on, I'll just be like, so, side flips, fucking, you know, I know what I've got. I feel like I've got tools in that situation to integrate myself into the conversation, or if it's acting, or if you want to go fucking explore an abandoned place, or if you want to just do something, then I'm there. But if you just want to hang out and just chat and get the crack and banter, like, I just I'd rather just go home and be by myself and watch something, you know, that fascinates me, or read something, or, you know, fucking, like, I spent an hour editing a wall flip earlier that no one's going to see, but I had to try out different fucking things and see if that would work and that kind of shit. And it was just little minute changes that I then need to save to the computer and watch it and watch it and watch it. No. Then go back in, and no one's going to see that. It was just to satisfy my own curiosity of, would that do that if I thought it would do that kind of thing. And in terms of meeting, like, people, I just don't have time for trivial fucking, it's almost as if like, if I can predict what a person is going to say, then I don't really want to be around them, because it's like so many people buy into these roles and they identify as this, I'm from here, so I say this, and I say this all the time, and, I act this way and this, and they become just cookie cutter people. And if you can meet a new person, but you instantly know, oh, right, so you're like that, and then you try it a wee bit, like, if I say this, are they going to say this? Yep, they did. Right, if I say this, how are they? Oh no, they reacted exactly how I thought it would. It's like, okay, I maybe, like, I'm maybe dismissing people, like, maybe everyone's got layers to them, and the more you fucking spend time with someone, the deeper the connection might get, and what have you. But I don't have time for that, and I don't mean this in a my time's important and they're beneath me or any that kind of shit. I simply mean my time is running the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, the people I do have, when we talk about a small circle, like, my circle is more like a fucking, like, triangle or maybe rectangle, octagon at the very fucking, outside stretches. And, like, the people that are there, there's people that when I met them, I instantly fucking knew. I felt completely at ease with these people. They inspired me. They motivated me. I got the feeling that I'd inspired and motivated them. There was a clear give and take in terms of the energies in a conversation. There's plenty of room for everyone to express their opinions, and it was just a seamless connection instantly. And that's the people I want to meet. That's the people I want to spend my time with, because my time is running the fuck out and I've got a lot of things that I want to get done. And spending time maintaining social circles, hours fucking in group chats just talking shit. You know what I mean? I love talking shit as well, but you can talk shit while you're working on something, You can talk shit about a film that you're writing together, and, like, I've had more fun, more laughter, more good times associated to things that I've been doing than I ever have just sitting down shooting the shit with someone. And, like, and it's so weird because it's so specific how, like, when I feel comfortable and when I don't. And, like, I can sit with someone if we're just smoking weed, that's a good in, because it's like, oh, fucking, there's always be confident. Oh, let me tell you about this time I was high, and fucking, there's that kind of rapport that's already built in a way. But it's just when, because I never know how I come across or how I should come across. Like, if someone starts saying, oh, I done this, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh shit, I done something similar to that, and I tell them. But it's like, I mean, if someone says to me, fucking, I've had it a couple of times, like, oh, so you're not, oh, so you're an extra or an actor, oh, what have you done? I worked in River City. It's like, worked in, like, Avengers and Game of Thrones, and sometimes people are like, oh, wow, and sometimes it changes the mood and the atmosphere between, and it's like, this is just what I've done. Like, I can't help this. Do you know what I mean? It's just the path, the trajectory that I ended up walking on, and I don't know. Like, it's not bragging. It's just, like, I could brag about shit that I'm really fucking happy about and pulled off. But in the grand scheme of things, there's always going to be people that have done better stuff and bigger stuff. So I'm proud of it. But if you ever hear me talking about something I've done, I ain't bragging. It's just something that I've done, and yeah. So I'm kind of rambling here, but aren't we always in this podcast? But yeah, the fact that I was able to go through this situation in the last couple of days and not have an immediate, like, detrimental emotional response, it speaks volumes for where I am now and how in tune with myself I am. And it all comes down to mindfulness. Like, I've tried many different meditation techniques over the years and cultivated different processes within my own, what feels good to me and what doesn't. Take a little bit for this, all right, mix it up, try this, just finding what works for me, as I do in every fucking aspect of my life. But just pure mindfulness meditation, just sitting there and tuning into the stuff that you basically spend all day trying to avoid, through distractions, TV and relationships and food and fucking drugs and whatever the fuck. And it's letting all that slip away and just paying attention to the underneath and being in tune with that and, grounding yourself. And when you are grounded, it's easier to make decisions that affect you positively. If you're just flowing along with the momentum and, someone's trying to cultivate an argument or communication that blatantly fucking seems like it's trying to bring out the worst in you, and this is the thing, I was gonna do an episode in this, and I was gonna fucking go deep, and I was gonna read this shit out, because it's so fucking contradictive isn't even the word for it. Like, there's two messages, and something stated twice here, like stated with like promise and what have you, and then the first line in the next message is the exact opposite of what's just been stated, and then with some more fucking bizarreness added on, which if that person sat for a second and thought, maybe this will be a good idea, and actually considered, and yeah, they don't know who I am now. They knew who I was then in relation to them. And this is really important. This is something, because I'm really self-analytical. I analyze, why was I cool with that person, but then that person I wasn't? Like, why was I like speaking and fluently and, like having a great conversation there, but then when that person came, I just couldn't get words out and I felt really withdrawn. Why is that? And what was the thing? And the thing is, I react to, if I'm interacting with a person, then my interaction is based on that person, if you know what I mean. Whatever give and take I'm getting is what will bring out of me whatever happens, if you know what I mean. So if I meet someone that's really open and engaging, I'll be really open and engaging and whatever. So, but that's only in relation to that person. And what's fucked me up so many times in life is I'll meet, say, a girl, right, and this, like, we just click, and that's the thing. I love being cute and stupid and doing like daft little things just for that person, because I know that person will appreciate it. Do you know what I mean? It means something to them and they'll find it funny, and like having that kind of connection, that's what I thought it was about, But what happens is me and that person have such a great connection that then this person will go and tell their friends, like, oh, you need to meet, oh, he does this and he's this and he's this and he's this, and oh, you need to meet him, but they don't realize that I'm only that with them, it's only in that thing. So if I'm with them and we're this and this and this, and then she brings, like, introduce me to two of her friends, and I just don't resonate with them on that level, I'm not going to be putting out at the same level of fucking energy that what I was, because it's now like, oh, well, that one seems really stuck up, or this one, like, has got a problem with that, and I do that, so I can't really, like, be who I was with you, because I was that person with you, and now I'm with these people, so I need to take that input in and see where it comes out of. And I don't know if it's like no one's the same all the time. I have met some people that are like that, and to be honest, they generally tend to be annoying as shit. Everyone's different. Like, I'll be different with my mum as I am with my brother, as I am with my mate, as I am with my other mate, as I am with a girl, as I am with a fucking, a drunk that starts talking to me on the fucking bus. Do you know what I mean? You just you react differently, and I tried to, like, analyze that and see just what the triggers were in certain situations. So that's what always fucks me up, I'll meet a girl and we'll get on great, but then she'll be like, oh, you need to meet my mate, fucking blah blah blah, oh, I think you would just love him. And that's a sentence that just puts, every time I hear it, it fucks me up now, because whenever I've met someone and we've had interactions and they've got a read on my energy or who they think I am, and then they've been like, oh, you need to meet this other person, oh, you've been on great and all this kind of shit, I've always ended up disliking that person in some kind of way. And that, it just feeds back into this, I'm only this with you, you know? Like, I mean, on this podcast, that's a pretty good estimation of who I am all the time, which I don't know if that's a good estimation because sometimes this thing's all over the place, but that is a good approximation of who I am all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? So, like, trying to analyze yourself from a psychological from a psychological point of view, and how you think you fit into the world around you, and that kind of shit it's a tough road to fucking dig, and I can see why people pay a lot of money to have someone else sit across from them and try and help them through this kind of stuff. But I think it's fun trying to figure it out for yourself as well. I really do. And yeah, I don't I don't know where I was. Oh, like, why just out of the cold fucking blue would you decide that that's a good idea to do something like that? And the way that it was done was so cold, so fucking cold, and so casual. And like, having those two words together in association to what was actually revealed is like cold, man. It was so fucking cold and so fucking casual. It was like pinging a fucking roach. It was just fucking, it was just done and dusted, you know, just, oh shit, I didn't actually mean to do that there, but I hope it was funny for you guys. Yeah, so, one thing though that keeps running through my mind is a quote. Now, I love a good quote. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Fucking work harder, not smart. Work smarter, not harder. Just loads of wee things like that. Just little fucking nuggets, you know, just little fucking chestnuts. That this means this. Go and do something, basically. But the quote I'm hitting you with this time is from pop sensation Sia, and it is, "I'm gonna build castles from the rubble of your love." And that's what's happening. Like this, it's refreshing in a way, because I now know, all right, so that's where that person's saying blah blah blah, and like there's always a winner in a relationship, right? And this is the thing. Sometimes I've been in relationships and I've seen it's about to go south, and I've thought like, right, this person's kind of attached to me, and like if I'm not there, it might, you know, take some adjusting. So what I'll do, I'll kind of set it up a little bit so that person feels like they won, right? And it doesn't really bother me if I break up with someone and they go out and say fucking tell everyone that I was an asshole or it was all my fault or whatever, because I know that from what happened in that relationship, that person will then go on to do something that they wouldn't have been able to do if they hadn't met me. And that might sound big-headed, but it ain't. It's facts. Like I take people, I show people different roads that they never even fucking knew existed, and I take people to places that they never imagined they would be, and from there they get a new understanding of themselves, and then they can move forward to a new direction that was just not open to them before. That's what I try and do with everybody that comes into my fucking life. Inspire them and motivate them and get them to a point where they want to take on the fucking world in whatever way that could be. And sometimes it ain't pretty, and I ain't here to babysit anybody. Like, I'm ex-military. Like, I was never deployed, never fucking went to war, but I was enlisted twice. So I went through the training twice. Do you know what I mean? And that's how they train you. They strip you down to bare fucking bones so that you will follow commands in the moment while there's guns going off and shit without question. You know what I mean? Because it's probably for your safety or for the safety of others, or to complete the mission. If you're like, oh, no, I need to get down here. Huh? Boom, you know? It's like, I get down. You know, they strike you down, and also they fucking program you to kill as well, and to remove your association to the human or humane or inhumane aspect of killing. And I went through that twice, and I think, and it does motivate you, do you know what I mean? When you've got a corporal that you know has got the highest confirmed kill count on the camp, half an inch away from your face, fucking screaming at you, a guy that you know has not just taken life, but done it as a fucking job, you know what I mean? Whatever that person says, you take it in. It's different from being in high school, it's different from fucking working a call centre and your boss fucking having a bit of a go at you. It's different, you know what I mean? And that's not the approach I choose to take, but that's how it comes out. But it does fucking work, and people might think I'm a dick, and it might be an argument that makes that person then go out and achieve something, and they might go out and achieve something out of spite, you know, oh, I'll fucking show him. And all the time I'm sitting like, good, as long as you got the thing done, you know? I don't care if you like me or fucking, you know, bottom line, I don't care if you like me. The thing I care about is, are you going to achieve what you set out to get done, you know? And where are you going to go after that? But anyway, I kind of ran on there with the rambles. So that'll count as episode 15 or 14. I don't fucking know. Hopefully this week these packages will start fucking arriving, and like, this is a complete change of direction and a positive one. So next episode, hopefully I'll be talking about that. And we got over this little blimp. We'll call this a blump because that's how fucked up it was. But life Lee, going strong. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you in the next one.